Hey guys, I'm Sandra and welcome to Hugot ARKI the Podcast.
And this is another episode of Hugot ARKI the Podcast with me, your host, Barbz, together with my co-host, Vice Mayor Makoy. Are you there?
Hi
Tawa
Barbz,
ka.
grabe naman yung vice mayor mo.
Oy, parang busy-busy ka kasi, Max.
Oo
Hindi
nga.
kita makontak. Nagkampanya ka ba? Ano bang nangyari sa atin?
Ayan, medyo busy lang kasi kakatapos lang ng prelim. Yes, at saka sobrang init ngayon.
Ay, oo.
Oh, sobrang init ng panahon.
Sumasabay ba
sumasabay
sa
sa
init
init
ng
ng
ulo ng mga tao?
Oo, tama.
Alam mo, sa totoo lang, talagang nag-log out ako sa Facebook kasi sobrang medyo mainit ang ganapan. So,
Anong medyo? Medyo lang ba talaga?
ay grabe, may mga kilala ko talagang nag-leave the group sila. Sobrang iba-iba yung ganap talaga ng halalan natin.
Ikaw Barbz, kamusta ka naman dyan?
Dito, okay lang din naman. Kasi kung sa mga listeners natin, no, pag OFW kasi, nauuna kaming mag-vote. So, 1 month yung time namin. Kasi sa Pilipinas, isang araw lang, di ba? Sa amin, isang buwan. April 10, parang nakapag-vote na ako. Mas chill ng kaunti, wala masyadong aberya sa mismong embassy. Sa embassy kami nag-voting. Kung sa mga nakikinig sa atin, umuwi ako nung last March, di ba? Nasa Pinas ako nung nag-record tayo nung huling episode natin. So, ngayon nakabalik na ako.
Parang nakita nga kita somewhere eh.
Max, sabi ko, oh, you look family. Ayun, so, our topic for today is very special kasi matagal na natin itong naririnig-rinig sa ating sa industry natin, di ba Max? Though, tayo kasi taga-province, so hindi siya naririnig-rinig mo lang siya pero hindi mo pa siya na-apply sa mga projects mo right now. So, yan, ating i-welcome na ang ating guest for today. Ang napakabait na umuo agad nung in-invite natin, si Sandra Dionisio. Hi, Sandra!
Hello!
Hi everyone! Good evening. Evening na pala. Thank you for inviting me to your podcast to learn more about LEED and sustainability. I graduated last 2019 in the University of Santo Tomas with a degree in architecture. And right now, I am currently working as a sustainability coordinator in Artaland in BGC, known as the leading sustainable developer in the country. Actually, I had the same title ever since nag-start ako mag-work back in 2019. So, after graduation talaga yung first job ko is about LEED na agad. LEED coordinator na ako since 2019.
Okay. So, 2019, batang-bata itong si ating Ka-ARKI, Sandra Makoy. Do you feel
Oo
old?
nga. So, ayan. Madalas natin tong tinatanong sa ating mga guest. So, ngayon naman, turn naman ni Sandra. So, bakit ka nga ba nag-take ng BS Architecture?
Ito ata yung mga tinatanong during first year college per
Yes.
professor tinatanong sa'yo. Anyway, so why BS Architecture? My dad is an electrical engineer kasi. So, bata pa lang ako, nakakita na ako usually ng blueprints niya for work kapag inuuwi niya yung work sa bahay. And I was always curious about it. Then, nadagdag pa ata sa decision making ko yung passion ko for drawing and sims when I was in LM and high school. So, to be honest, it wasn't my first choice, but I have grown to love and enjoy it during the duration of my college years.
So, hindi siya first choice. Pwede bang malaman ko ano yung first choice mo?
Actually, gusto kong tourism before, FA.
Oh, wow! Malangkad ka ba, Sandra? Parang na-imagine naman ng mga listeners natin.
5'5".
Ay, hindi
Pumasa
naman
naman.
ba? Oo, pasok pa rin. Pwede pang Miss Universe, ganyan.
Oh, hindi.
Alright, so ito na, punta na tayo sa main topic natin for today. So, what is LEED, Sandra? And about sa certification, pwede mo ba kaming bigyan ng background kung paano ba yung proseso nito?
Yes, okay. So, feeling ko kasi for the first time listeners or yung first time makaka-experience or makakarinig about LEED, I have to simplify it. So, LEED or Leadership in Energy and Environmental Design is the most widely used green building rating system in the world. So an excerpt from the USGBC site. The goal of LEED is to create better buildings that reduce the contribution to global climate change, enhance individual human health, protect and restore water resources, biodiversity and ecosystem services, to promote sustainable and regenerative material cycles, and to enhance community quality of life. It is a holistic system. Hindi tayo nagpo-focus on a single element of a building such as energy, water, or health. Rather, it is looking at the big picture of all the critical elements that work together to create the best and greenest building possible. So that's an excerpt from the USGBC site. Then, LEED, it is a point-based system if magpaparegister ka ng building. So you have to register your building and earn LEED points for every specific sustainable building criterion reached. So we have 4 certifications na pwede kunin. So the more green building criteria reached, mas mataas yung level na ma-attain or masa-certified sa building mo. So to further discuss it, we have different rating systems for ranging from all types of developments. We have currently 5. First is yung building design and construction. Ito yung mga for new constructions or major renovations such as schools, retail, hospitality, data centers, and healthcare. Meron din tayong tinatawag na interior design and construction for interior fit-outs like commercial interiors. Third is the O+M or building operations and maintenance. So this is for the existing buildings na gustong magpa-LEED or gustong i-develop their existing building to a more sustainable building. It is also for buildings that undergoing improvement work. Next is for the neighborhood development. It is for land development projects or redevelopment containing residential uses, non-residential, or a mix of both. So buong neighborhood yung ipapa-certify mo under LEED. And last, yung LEED homes. It is for single-family, low-rise, or mid-rise developments. So, parang wala siyang excuse kasi all types of developments, pwede mo talaga siyang pa-certify or gawin into a more sustainable building. So, discuss ko on how to certify that certain building. First is, as I talked before, yung LEED points na kinukuha natin. So, the LEED certified lang, if we talking about the certification process, we have 4 certifications. First is yung LEED certified, earning 40 to 49 points since I discussed earlier na point-based system nga siya. Next is yung LEED silver, earning 50 to 59 points. LEED gold, 60 to 70 points. And yung highest attainable certification natin is yung LEED Platinum, earning 80 points and above. So, how do we certify or how do we gain points? Besides from the pointing system, we have 7 categories under LEED or areas of concentration kung saan tayo magpo-focus on making our buildings more sustainable. So 7, first is yung sustainable sites. Importance dito if saan natin nilolocate yung site. Nagputol pa ba tayo ng puno in order to build, or did we use recently used land? Nag-reuse lang tayo ng land. Next is land and transportation. Yung mga titira ba dito is pasok ba sila sa areas na madaling ma-reach? Like may mga transportations pa near that site for easy access ng tenants or easy access ng mga titira doon. Next is yung water efficiency, how to save water, how to reuse them. It's the same with energy and atmosphere and reusing and kung paano natin na-develop yung buildings natin into a much energy efficient building. Next is yung fifth is yung materials and resources. If yung materials na ginagamit natin is recyclable, Or kailangan bang gaano kadaming puno yung pinutol natin or yung CO2 emissions na na-release ng procurement natin from that site to our building, from our construction. Next, sixth, yung indoor environmental quality. Ito yung pag-promote natin ng healthcare doon sa mga tenants na titira sa development natin. For example, yung pag-use natin ng low VOC materials, if safe ba to sa magiging quality of life ng mga titirang tenants. And next is, lastly, yung seventh is yung innovation in design process. Ito yung mga pwede nating i-add in order to fully make our development more greener and sustainable. So those are the 7 categories to where we can get the points to certify our building. Then, for the process, doon sa 7 categories of areas of concentration, meron tayong tinatawag na prerequisites and credits. So, ang difference ng dalawa is, if magpapacertify ako ng building, for example, bahay, we have prerequisites na yun yung mga mandatory kailangan gawin in order to makapag-register pa lang. For example, isa sa mga prerequisites natin is kailangan meron tayong ESC plan during construction. For the construction, erosion and sedimentation control plan, one amongst the plenty of prerequisites. Then we have credits. Yung credits, doon tayo nag-earn ng points. So if, for example, si building ko, may isa siyang hindi na-meet na prerequisite, void na yung buong certification niya. Kasi it's a mandatory.
Sorry, I have so many questions in my head right now. Actually, curious ako, Sandra, kanino ba tayo nagpapa-register ng LEED?
Okay, magpapa-register tayo ng LEED sa USGBC. Doon tayo sa site ni USGBC.
USGBC is United States Green Building Council, is it?
Yes, they are a non-profit organization. Doon tayo sa site niya magre-register. Usually si client na yung nagre-register.
Okay. And then for the requirements, like what you mentioned a while ago, that the ESC, yung erosion and sedimentation, kanino natin yun kukunin, yung mga ganung plans or certifications?
Okay. Usually kasi in developing, kung magpapacertify tayo ng LEED, hindi lang kasi ako yung nandun as a LEED coordinator. It is a group effort. So lahat ng designers involved sa LEED design, lahat ng construction team, buong construction team, even the client, we help each other in the collection of documentations para lang ma-certify natin yung building natin. So for example, yung ESC plan, we usually get those from the contractor. So ano yung plan nila in order to, kasi ngayon may mga contractors na may background sa LEED. So if you hire them, alam na nila yung kailangan gawin in order to get that prerequisite. So may plans na sila agad. Then you just have to check it and you just have to implement it all throughout construction.
Oh, I see. So does it mean, kasi all this time, ang iniisip ko, pag LEED, meron itong parang third party siya na consultant na magproproseso lahat ng certifications for this particular project. So pwede din ba na for example, si MainCon ay may sariling LEED team who will do the processing for these LEED certifications?
Usually, it's sa client. It's up to the client kung sino yung i-hire niyang third party. Tama yung sinabi mo na usually LEED coordinators or LEED consultants are third party. But us in Artaland, since developer kami, meron din kaming team doon. Kami din yung LEED consultants ngayon. Dati though is nag-hire kami ng third party LEED coordinators, but now kami na lang. Kami na rin.
Okay. So parang may in-house na LEED team.
Yes, tama.
Oh, nice.
Kasi dati wala pa din yan. Kahit sino yung tanongin mong big companies dito, nag-hire talaga sila. But now alam ko a lot of big developers here in the Philippines, may kanya-kanya na silang in-house LEED consultants.
Ang naisip ko lang kasi, if, for example, correct me if I'm wrong, for main con, for them to have their own LEED team, hindi ba yun conflict of interest? Kasi sila din yung nagpro-provide lahat ng, for example, materials. Siyempre, walang magpupulis sa kanila if this particular material ay mataas yung VOC niya gaya ng nabanggit mo kanina.
Usually, meron din tayong, sa construction team, meron din usually isang appointed to lead na from that person, siya ang magko-collect lahat ng construction documents. Halimbawa yung sa procurement ng low VOC paints. So, dadaan sa kanya yun. I-check niya, then isa-send niya sa amin, for example, developer side. So, yung role niya is to check if pasado ba talaga yung VOC content doon sa requirements ni lead. At yun lang din yung ginagawa namin. Double check namin yung work. Tapos kami yung nagpa-process and yung nagsisend kay USGBC. Gets ko din yung sinasabi mo na what if hindi sundin. Madaming ganun eh.
Madaming ganun.
Nagigets ko namin yung sinasabi mo. But yun yung isa sa dahilan kung bakit we have to control and oversee everything. Kasi sabi ko kanina, it's a group effort. So lahat ng mangyayari from design to construction, dapat alam natin as a group.
Actually, wala na akong matanong kasi before, nakapag-attend ako ng seminar na connected into LEED at saka green. So pwede ko na lang sabihin na parang nababagay today yung nakuha nating topic kasi di ba sobrang init ng panahon. And the application of green or LEED certification parang nakakatulong na rin tayo sa environment natin para makapag-adapt tayo kahit paano sa nangyayari pagdating sa global warming, hindi ba? So important talaga siya na ma-apply lalo na sa mga malalaking projects kasi di ba mga nagpo-produce ng mga carbon emission.
Emissions mataas. Actually, ito nga ako na rin ang magsasabi ng katanungan ng maraming tao. Bakit ka ba magpapa-certify? Ano ba yung makukuha ko dyan? Kasi nabanggit mo kanina, lahat, kunwari interiors, site, as well as residential, pwedeng magpa-certify ka ng LEED, di ba? Pero bakit nga ba nagpapa-certify ang mga clients? Ano bang benefit na makukuha nila?
On top of my head, ang may isip ko talagang benefit is, una sa lahat is sobrang laking matitipid natin na kuryente at tubig. Especially if high efficiency yung gagamitin nating electronics and appliances. Kung gagamit tayo ng reusable energy, may solar panels ba yung bahay na yan or yung building? Yun pa lang, madami na tayong matitipid. Parang yung mga ginastos natin initially, babalik din sa atin yun in the long run. Even yung, for example, yung water efficiency, nagre-reuse, kung meron ba tayong rainwater catchment na pwedeng gamitin pang flush ng toilets or for irrigation. Low flow ba yung toilets natin na makakatipid tayo sa water bill? And next, pwede din natin sabihin yung indoor quality life ng mga tenants. We make sure na they're as important as the building themselves. Kasi sino yung walang use yung buildings if wala tayo. So we're part of it. Important tayo. Therefore, LEED and sustainability should give importance to its tenants. So, what do I mean by giving importance? First, yung binanggit natin kanina yung low VOC. Kapag low VOC yung ginamit nating wet applied materials for the building, paints, coatings, adhesives, or sealants, in the long run, mas better siya for our health. Or if we use double glazed windows for office buildings, mas comfortable yung mga tao inside it while working. Hindi yung init na init sila, especially during these times, diba? So, those are few things na benefits nitong LEED certification. Bukod sa we're helping the environment.
So, para to make it short, na kukuha ko yung gustong sabihin ni Sandra, simply, na parang siya, investment. Diba? Parang yun lang yung word. Investment siya for your building. Diba? Parang lahat na ng comfort na pwedeng i-provide. Yan, tipid. In the long run, ando na.
Yeah, correct. So, but before we get into our next question, matanong ko lang din, all this time kasi ang iniisip ko for lead consultants, paano ba yung proseso? For example, magbibigay ng proposal si main con. Kunwari, magbibigay siya ng materials. Kanino ba unang dadaan yung RFI, yung request for information, kay architect, tapos pupunta kay lead or kay lead muna sa kay architect? Kasi si architect ang principal, di ba? Pero si lead, at the end of the day, siya yung mag-approve kung anong material kasi kayo yung mas knowledgeable. So, paano ba yun?
Okay. So, di ba, sinabi ko kanina na everything is about group work. So, usually, before we start a project, as a team, design team pa lang, meron kaming hiniheld na lead workshop na yung mga goals natin for building, yung, for example, yung mga credits na gusto natin i-attain for the building. Halimbawa, we're aiming for platinum. So, 80 points and above siya. So, we're garnering credits na kapag tinotal mo, 80 points above. So, those credits, we are discussing everything to the design team during the lead workshop before pa mag-start yung designing process. Kasi dapat during CD pa lang, applied na kami. Applied na yung lead credits. Mostly during FCD, during constructions, alam na nila yung dapat mangyari na. For example, yung low VOC. Of course, ipapa-approve yan sa lahat. I-route lahat yung RFA, RFIs. Then, ipapa-approve sa amin. So, if pasado, okay. If not, required talaga tayong mag-source ng other materials for it.
And then, kasama din sa duties nyo ang magbigay ng options.
Options, yes. Nagbibigay kami sometimes.
Tapos i-approve na lang ni architect.
Yes.
So ayan, di ba nabanggit ko kanina na nakapag-attend ako ng seminar. And then pagkatapos ng seminar, parang nagkayayaan kami ng kakilala ko. Although hindi siya natuloy. And mag-apply for lead, sabi niya. So mukhang connected naman dito sa next question natin. So pwede bang kwentuhan mo kami about your journey towards becoming a lead green associates and what or who inspired you to take this particular specialization?
Okay. So, diba nakwento ko kanina na ever since graduate ako, lead na agad yung first job ko. But the first ko siyang narinig during college kasi meron kaming subject nun about sustainability. But it's a very brief discussion lang about sustainability and lead. Then, right after I graduated, ang nasa isip ko lang talaga is makahanap lang ako ng trabaho kahit anong related sa art. So, nag-search ako, job street, online, anywhere. Tapos nakita ko na may nag-hire ng lead coordinator sa BGC. Tapos sabi ko, wow, what are the chances na may gantong opportunity? So, kinuha ko siya, then nag-apply ako, natanggap ako. Ang nasa isip ko kasi noon, sobrang ibang-iba siya dun sa ginagawa natin usually during our years, di ba? Kasi puro design tayo nun, di ba? So, it's a very different field. So, nung una challenging siya kasi wala tayong background na kahit ano. But as I worked, as I studied, mas nakikita ko siyang career ko kaysa bumalik ako in designing. Though I like designing, but I think this is the career for me.
Oo.
Paano ko napag-decide na mag-take ng GA exam? Since na-decide ko nga na gusto ko tong career, isa sa mga workmates ko noon is sinabi sana mag-take ako ng exam. But nag-take na ata ako is 2020, I think 2020 na. Then, medyo pricey siya kasi kailangan mo magbayad. Merong in becoming a lead associate, meron siyang two things. Merong lead green associate, yun pa lang ako. Yun yung walang prerequisites or walang eligibility requirements. So, kahit sino talaga pwede mag-take, even na wala kang background in architecture, pwede kang mag-take. Then, may tinatawag tayong lead AP or accredited professional with specialty na. Yun yung mga kailangan lead GA muna.
Okay.
Before ka mag-take mo. So, ang specialties nun is, for example, yung tatlo. building design and construction, interior design and construction, and operations and maintenance. So right now is lead GA pa lang ako. Then I'm working now towards lead PE. Then yung cost ng lead green associate exam is it varies if USGBC member ka. Usually member ka kapag part ka ng company na may lead consultancy.
Okay.
So usually na yan agad membership. So kapag hindi ka member, $250 kapag work professional ka na.
Mga 13K.
Pero if student ka pa lang at gusto mo nang mag-lead GA, $100 lang.
Oh.
Then if USGBC member ka, $200. So around 10K.
10K.
Oo.
Yun yung first step sa lead GA. Then mas mahal na yung lead AP exam kasi $350 na siya. US dollars? Yes, dollars.
Okay.
Di ba yung exam nyo, Sandra, isang oras lang ba yun?
Isang oras lang. Around that. Ganun lang. Isang oras.
Tapos makukuha mo din yung results within
within that day. Super bilis.
Talaga? Paano naman yung ano yung grade na pasado ka?
The minimum requirement to pass.
I forgot percentage, pero alam ko hindi siya 75.
Higher?
Oo, parang higher ata.
Okay. Ano naman yung mga reviewers or mga libro na kailangan mong basahin?
Okay. Actually, ito always to ha, kasi meron tayong lead version. So, version 1, version 2, version 3, version 4. So, right now, is version 4 and version 4.1 yung ginagamit na book in developing buildings. So, yung guidebook na tinatawag, yun yung i-review din natin. So, around yung lead version 4 ata, yun yung ni-review ko for the GA exam. Plus, nag-search din ako sa internet ng mga Quizlets. Kasi multiple choice naman yung exam, yun yung good thing. Yung book kasi, mahirap siyang reviewin, lalo na kung hindi mo siya na-apply sa work. Kung gusto mo lang talaga. Around 800 pages kasi yung book. So, I think it's better na na-apply mo din siya para mas madali mong natututunan yung book. Medyo familiar yung content. Though madami ding YouTube videos na dinidiscuss yun. Mas madali mo din matututunan.
Alright. So, nabanggit mo na din yung about sa kailangan na-apply mo siya. Pwede mo ba kaming kwentuhan? Ano yung mga common na or basic na ginagawa mo sa work? Daily work activities mo? Kwentuhan mo naman kami.
Okay. So, mag-sample na lang tayo. For example, magsa-start tayo ng bagong project. So, like I said yung kanina, pag nag-start tayo ng project, nagmi-meeting usually lahat ng designers, including us. Tapos, ine-educate natin sila about lead, lalo na yung mga walang background. Kasi madami pa tayong consultancy firms na hindi pa sila nag-a-apply ng lead. So, yun yung first step natin. Nag-educate tayo ng designers. Then, after nun, kailangan na nilang mag-register. Kailangan na ni client i-register yung project if final na gusto nilang ipa-lead. Then, during design stage, CD, DD, hanggang FCD, nakabantay tayo doon para ma-reach natin yung minimum requirements ng target nating certification kung platinum yung pinukuha natin. Kasi, for example, kailangan sa architectural design, nagko-compute din tayo ng window-to-wall ratios dyan or mechanical. Chine-check din natin yung mga EER designs nila. So, kailangan talaga lahat from architectural to MEPS tutok ka sa design. So, yun yung ginagawa ko as a lead coordinator. Chine-check ko kung lahat ng ginagawa ni designers is nakukuha natin yung requirement from lead. Then, after design, construction naman. So, ganun din yun. Sa construction team, magbibigay ulit tayo ng talk or ng background about lead para hindi lang si CM, si PM yung may alam. Dapat si safety alam din yan. Tapos, yung ibang team members din alam para na-educate natin. For example, no smoking sa construction site. Mag-implement tayo ng signs all throughout entrances and exits of the construction site. So, kailangan bantay sina PM, bantay sina CM sa mga nagsusmoke, ganyan. Also, meron din tayong requirements sa construction about MRF or waste segregation. Nagko-compute din kasi tayo ng total waste natin kung ilang percent yung nare-recycle natin, ilang percent yung napupunta sa landfill lang. So yun yung then may kinukuha tayong credits about it na, for example, si LEED sinabi na certain percent lang dapat ng waste ng construction ang napupunta sa landfill. So dapat ako as a LEED coordinator, I'll work with the construction team to meet that goal. I challenge myself and the projects I handle to reach their maximum in building the developments as sustainable as possible.
Parang more on, pumipirmi ka pa sa office or lagi kang nasa site to check, personally check, or more on meetings, report?
Sa before, dun sa first jobs ko is ako yung nagbabantay both design and construction. So, may days ako na nasa office, may days ako na nasa site. Though nung nagka-pandemic, yung site visits ko is through Zoom na lang or video calls. So, ito-tour kami around the site. Parang i-check ko. I-check ko parang
virtual tour.
Virtual tour. For example, yung MRF, bakit nakamix yung paper and plastic? Ganon. So, dina-double check namin yung mga ganon. But now, sa Artalan is, for example, yung sa project na hawak ko, divided kami. So, ako is purely on the design part. Then, yung isa kong workmate, siya naman ang nag-stay for the construction. Then, siya yung may weekly presentation to my manager na parang, ano yung update sa project na yan? Nare-reach ba nila yung requirements? Wala bang nahuhuling nagsusmoke? Ganyan.
Ganon pala talaga siya kabusisi, from design to turnover. Tama ba?
Oo.
Bantay sarado.
Then, sa company ko now is, I'm proud to say na usually, yung iba kasi, after turnover, after, LEED certified ka na, may certification ka na, okay, we're done. Move on tayo sa other project. But proud to say ako na sa Artalan is, never namin iniwan yung project. Even though turnover na or operating na siya.
Parang may regular check-up ganun pagkatapos ng turnover.
Oo.
Ayun.
Talaga? Hanggang kailan? Hanggang kailan yung scope ng trabaho ninyo sa isang project?
Actually, until now, yung mga projects na natatapusan namin like 2019 pa, hanggang ngayon, nag-check.
Kasi nga in-house kayo ni mismo developer, di ba?
Yes. Yun yung maganda, nakaka-proud na part about it.
Ibig ba sabihin kapag may, kunyari gagalawin ulit yung building, papasok ulit kayo?
Yes, oo. Kasi, for example, after yung may tinatawag tayong operations and maintenance din na LEED certification. So, bukod na certifications din yun for existing projects na. So, yung project na yun, pwede pa siyang ipa-LEED ulit, but under that certification na.
Meron bang times na or pagkakataon na nababawasan yung point na ina-award sa isang project?
Yes, may times na gano'n. May times din na sa umpisa overachieving na platinum ang gusto namin. Then over time, minsan dumadating na FCD na magiging silver na lang. Kasi meron tayo syempre cost implications about it, diba? So yung mga ganyan naman, lagi nating kinoconsult with the design team kung eto na ba talaga ang kaya natin. Then ang final say talaga yun is syempre yung si client. Pero syempre mas maganda pa rin na kung ano yung unang-unang in-achieve natin. Dire-diretso tayo. Or kunwari ang in-achieve lang natin is certified lang or silver. Then in the long run, kaya pala nating mag-platinum.
Yeah. So for example lang, mayroon tong friend na architect na province-based siya. And then in-approach ka niya pagdating sa kanyang residential projects. Tapos tinanong ka niya paano nga ba yung kanyang gagawing projects or ano ba yung recommendation na pwede mong ibigay sa mga architects na province-based na hindi naman masyadong nag-a-apply ng ganitong certification sa kanilang projects.
Actually, talking about sustainability, nakaka-overwhelm siya most of the time lalo na pag bago sila sa subject. So, better talaga if magbasa ka muna or to study first para malaman nila kung ano yung areas of concentration na gusto nilang i-develop. So, for example, they want to save energy. So, I would recommend them to procure and install na ACCUs or FCUs na may magandang EAR rating or energy efficient appliance and electronics. Pwede ding solar panels if may budget si client or kung gusto nilang i-maximize yung energy savings nila.
Magkano ba ang solar panels ngayon na pwedeng ikabit sa isang residential na project?
Okay, hindi ako sure sa final price, but yung tita ko kasi, nagpakabit siya ng solar panel sa bahay nila. Umabot ata siya ng 300,000.
Oh my God! Yung isang ano lang yun? Yung isang ganon?
No,
Isang peraso?
half ng roof na ata nila.
Hindi na masama. Ano yun? Supply and installation na yun, yung 300K.
Oo, mga 300 to 350 yata. Tapos ngayon, sobrang cheap na lang ng kuryente nila. About, na lang ata, umaabot ng 700 to 1,000. Like, maximum na yun.
With aircon?
Oo, with aircon.
Hindi na masama.
Kaya sabi nga ni Makoy kanina, investment siya.
Investment
Okay.
for the long term. I think isa sa pinaka-simple way na application of sustainability sa isang project is kapag maayos yung estimate na materials.
That's true also.
And then another is discipline sa site. And
Yeah.
Yung discipline sa site.
discipline sa site. Kasi nabanggit kanina ni Sandra, di ba, kahit mismong pag-smoke ng mga workers, binabantayan nila.
Tama.
So kung yung mga ganong simple things ay na-apply sa site anywhere, di ba, laking tulong na rin 'yan.
Hindi lang sa project mo, pero sa health din ng taong yun.
Sabi ko kanina, magandang estimate kasi pansin ko rin dito sa province minsan madaming materials yung sayang, di ba? Lalo pag putol-putol ka ng bakal tapos ang bagsak ng mga scrap mo sa junk shop.
Tama.
Diba? Sayang din na gumastos si owner for those scrap, yung mga putol-putol pero matatapon lang. Another is, sabi ko nga, yung discipline. Although sabi ni Barbz kanina, sobrang hirap. Kasi madaming pasaway sa di ba, sa site. Yan, may mga babagal-bagal. Minsan naiiwan nilang nakasaksak yung equipment, umaandar. Diba? So sa tingin ko yung mga ganong simple things, may i-insert natin yung sustainability during the construction.
Actually, may isa pang simple thing na nag-pop up sa utak ko. For example, magpapalid ka. Meron ka nga makukuhang 1 point as long as puti yung kulay ng roof mo. 1 point na siya agad. Kasi yung tama ng araw, magbabounce back. So, hindi siya super init sa loob. Kapag light color ka, yes, may 1 point ka agad doon.
Puti lang. Or
Like
light.
puti. Depende siya sa, may tinatawag kasing SRI value ang mga paint, yung Solar Reflectancy Index.
Okay.
So parang may inimit ka lang na certain number. Usually makukuha agad yan as long as white or light colors yung roof mo. Then may 1 point ka agad.
Naalala ko talaga yung architect na puro puti yung projects niya, si Richard Meyer. Puro puti. So, may plus points. May plus 1 na siya sa lahat ng project niya.
Sa lahat ng elevations, nagbabounce back yung araw niya.
Pero advisable ba yun? Like, puti lahat?
It's up to you naman yun. Pero mas maganda naman talaga yun kaysa mag-all black ka. Kasi feeling ko sobrang init nun.
Especially ngayon, marami akong nakikitang mga parang modern design na medyo dark yung tone ng building
maganda
materials.
siya aesthetically.
Oo.
Pero baka mag-suffer ka sa loob.
Okay, napaka-interesting ng ating usapan. But we're going to our last question na. Last question na tayo. Alright, Sandra, what is your professional goal 5 years from now?
5 years from now, since ngayon nga ay lead GA ako, I'm planning to complete all lead specialties kasi for the exam. Yung lead AP, BD plus C, I plus C, and O plus M. Then, I'm planning to take my architectural licensure exam this January 2023. Then, bukod kasi kay lead, madami pang magandang green certifications For example, Edge and Well. Yun, both ay bala ko din kunin as a license. For example, si Edge, focus naman siya is sa energy, water, and materials. Then si Well, usually may energy, water din siya, but si Well is nag-focus naman siya on the well-being of the tenants inside. So more on the interior environmental quality of life.
Oh, is it under the umbrella of USGPC din? Or iba?
Iba na sila.
Okay. Pero under sila ng anong organization?
Meron silang sariling
pero US-based din?
Yes.
Madami rin pala, no? Edge and
Though meron tayong Philippine counterpart ng LEED, yung Verde.
Yun nga. Actually, tatanungin ko nga yun. Yung Verde ba kailangan din ng certification para maging expert ka or member ka ng Verde?
Yes. Ang difference lang between LEED and Verde is before ka mag-take ng exam sa Verde, may kailangan kang seminar na puntahan na parang training. Then after ng training, tsaka ka pa lang nila papayagan mag-exam.
I see. Pero ang requirements for Verde membership, dapat ba ARKI ka din? Or hindi naman din kailangan ARKI?
Hindi na naman kailangan.
Bilang GA ka ng LEED, meron ka bang re-renew gaya ng ARKI na may re-renew every 3 years? Or wala naman? As in, lifetime na siya?
Meron. As long as mapapakita mo sa kanila na pinapractice mo yung kinuha mo license. Paano makikita?
For host takeaway, so ayan. So this podcast, ayan, nag-open na naman ng panibagong opportunity sa ating profession. Sa hindi lang natatapos sa pagiging architect, yung pwede nating tahaking landas. Someday, so pwede rin tayong mag-take ng exam for LEED or kung gusto mo rin mag-take ng green or yung verde. It's up to you. Basta ang sinasabi ko, with this podcast, hindi tayo limited sa isang profession lang, right? And sobrang ganda ng profession na kinuha ni Sandra. Kasi nga, di ba, through this LEED certification, nababantayan mo yung dinedesign at tinatayo yung building para hindi ganon kalaki yung negative impact niya sa client, sa users, and sa environment. Di ba? So, isa sa I think, darating yung araw na yung pag-certificate or pagbibigyan ng certification like this sa isang building ay hindi na siya for branding only but also ay necessity, right? Kasi as of now, ramdam na natin yung effect ng global warming, di ba? Sobrang init ng panahon. So, parang naniniwala ako someday na if you're going to design, parang bubusisiin na yan ng someone na naka-assign bago yan itayo para lang mapatunayan na sobrang konti lang yung negative impact nito sa environment. So ayun, so parang ito na yung simula ng
bagong era.
Bagong era ganyan ng designing. So ayun, that's my takeaway.
Ayan. So, totoo yan, no? I feel like LEED talaga is very relevant, especially nowadays. Ano siya parang, kasi ang mahirap kasi dyan, kasi syempre, real talk na tayo. Pag sustainable kasi, talagang malaki yung ilalabas mong pera. Kaya parang, for example nga, yung solar panel, it costs like 300 to 350K. Di ba ang laki nun? Kung sa isang regular na bahay, medyo at saka regular na Pilipino, mahirap i-afford yun. Pero sana dumating yung araw na i-suportahan ng gobyerno din natin yung mga ganitong solar panels production para mas mura na siya at saka mas ma-apply na siya ng mga regular na consumers natin. Mabili na siya ng mga regular na tao, na Pilipino, di ba? So, para sa akin talaga nakakatuwa na we have Sandra as our guest for today. Nabigyang linaw ang mga katanungan natin about LEED. Meron akong paboritong building sa Makati. Yung parang may wow factor talaga kung nakita ko siya is yung Zwelig building sa Makati. Na siya ay platinum siya, di ba Sandra? Platinum siya. Ang nakakatuwa doon kasi yung pre-certification niya is gold, tapos naging platinum siya. Ibig sabihin ba, Sandra, may mga binago sila during the construction, kaya siya naging platinum?
So, yes. Doon sa initial count nila ng points na na-attain is may mga dinagdag pa sila doon in order to further gawing sustainable yung building nila.
Kasi puro glass is Zwelig eh. pero platinum siya. Ano yung nangyari sa
Sa curtain wall. Usually, as long as yung glass na ginagamit natin is double glazed or napopromote natin ang natural ventilation, mas madami pa rin yung operable windows natin kaysa sa fixed. Yun yung mga iba nating considerations kapag nagka-curtain wall tayo.
Parang breathing building.
Alright. So, yun lang naman ang aking takeaway. So, marami na naman tayong natutunan for today. So, again, thank you so much, Ka-ARKI Sandra Dionisio, for joining us here today. And do you have any parting words to our Hugot ARKI listeners out there for those who are aspiring to become LEED also?
Sustainability is the ability to exist and develop without depleting natural resources for the future. As architects or as future architects, we should practice reducing the negative impacts of construction on the environment by protecting existing ecosystems or reducing CO2 emissions. We actually have all the capabilities to design a better future for the future developments here in our country, big or small. Actually, not only in architecture, because sustainability design is a thoughtful integration of architecture with MEPs, QS procurement, and with the whole design and construction team. And for our listeners na hindi ARKI, hindi students ng ARKI, or iba yung course nyo, always remember na sustainability can be within yourselves, can be practiced by yourselves, can be practiced by small or big things. So wag kayong ma-overwhelm regarding sustainability. Do your research, study, and start within yourselves.
Yeah, correct. So, best way talaga to start talaga sa sarili mo ay housekeeping. So, linis-linis ka, doon mo simulan. Diba? Maglakad ka, imbis na bumili ka ng sasakyan. Lakad ka tayo.
Magbike na lang, magbike.
Oh, bike.
Alright, and to our Hugot ARKI listeners out there, kaway-kaway naman dyan. Thank you so much for listening to our Hugot ARKI, the podcast. Please don't forget to follow us on Spotify, Apple Podcast, Anchor, and other podcast hosting platforms on the web. And if you have any topic that you want us to discuss on this pod, just PM us on our Facebook page, Hugot ARKI. That's HUGOT space ARKI. Or you can also DM us on our Instagram at hugot.arki. Just remember to like and follow us for more ARKI memes and updates. And by the way, we also upload our podcast on our YouTube channel, Hugot ARKI. So please subscribe, like, and share this episode to your ARKI friends and classmates.
There you go. Maraming salamat, Sandra. We learned a lot from this conversation today about sustainability na sa school natutunan lang namin via tropical design, no? Yun yung pinakamalapit na,
Yes,
na
tropical
subject.
design.
Tropical design.
Yun.
Oo. Ikaw, Max, tinuturo mo ba yun? Tropical design?
Pag binibigay sa akin, tinuturo ko eh.
Pero pumasok naman, meron ka namang subject na ganyan.
Actually, nung nag-start ako magturo, binigay sa akin environmental science. Tapos, yes, kasi binigyan din ako ng planning 1. Connected kasi sila, di ba?
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. So, yun. There you go. And, pwede ka rin mag-academe, Sandra? Kasi, specialize ka na dyan eh.
Baka pwede
Hindi pa natin
ma-invite.
inisip yan.
Wala pa tayo sa academe.
I think inisip ko nga pwedeng ma-invite na guest sa mga students
Mga
naghanap
ops
sila ng
na.
speaker ganyan.
Yes. Ayan, so Sandra, good luck sa iyong exam next year, sa iyong ARKI licensure exam. So pag-pray natin yan na makapasa ka. Alam naman na makakapasa ka, the way you spoke during our conversation, sobrang knowledgeable ka naman and passionate ka sa ginagawa mo. So,
License na lang ang kulang.
yes, license na lang, formality na lang ang kulang. Alright, so yes, thank you so much. Again, this has been your host, Barbz, together with my co-host, Makoy. Thank you for tuning in to Hugot ARKI, the podcast. See you on our next podcast. Bye!
Bye!
Thank you, Sandra, for joining
Thank you
us.
so much. Thank you so much.
The views and opinions expressed in this podcast are those of the hosts and guests and do not necessarily reflect the official policy or position of Hugot ARKI community. Any content provided by our hosts or guests are of their opinion and are not intended to malign any religion, ethnic group, club, organization, company, individual or anyone or anything.